Okay, great. I think we can begin, and I think we shall begin now. Just a quick look started by Adnan by attending this meeting, your consent. So can we record this talk so that it's already recorded? Okay, and okay, to those who are signing using your personal account, okay, not the student at UTHM.edu, my account. Okay, your attendance might not be recorded, so you must make sure that you sign in by using your CISWA account or UTHM student account. So your ID number at student.uthm.edu.my. Okay, so we can begin now, I believe so. Okay, and the topic for today, hopefully you can listen to my voice clearly. If you can't listen, please do let me know. And if you are not able to see my screen, let me know as well. Okay, any problem, just let me know. Okay, so first and foremost, welcome to the 5th IDP lecture series for this semester. Okay, and the topic for, hold on, let me check once again. I need to check the camera is switched on, and then, okay. And the topic for today's IDP lecture series is, so you need to write a literature review, which is another important chapter in your thesis later on or in your IDP report. Okay, so IDP report, I'm not sure the intensity, but for FYP1 and FYP2, you for your FYP later, okay, you need to have a chapter 2, separate chapters for literature review, and then the supervisor and your panels will look at it. Okay, I think with greater intensity rather than your IDP report. Okay, and same goes for your master's and PhD is even worse. Okay, so you must make sure you have the correct way to write your literature review. Okay, rather than dumping all the information together, okay, into one chapter. The literature review must be done in a very systematic way so that you can guide the readers on the topics, okay, that you shall proceed later. So this literature review is a general shall guide the audience, okay, or the readers, okay, on your research work, rather than dumping everything and without rearranging it in a sequence. Okay, it will be a disaster, a recipe for disaster. So I would consider literature review for chapter 2 for each thesis, for masters and RP thesis. So literature review will be your chapter 2. Okay, it's a very important topic that you must focus on and not to be taken lightly. Okay, so first and foremost, my name is SHAHARIL. I'm from Advanced Telecommunication Research Center at RRC, where I'm the principal researcher, and I'm also one of the committee members for Capstone Project Committee FKEE. Okay, so this is my presentation outline. Okay, we shall begin on the definition of its review. So you have to answer these 4 questions: what, why, where, and how. Okay, we shall go in detail, and miscellaneous means other than the review, we shall focus on other important information that you might need as well, okay, to support your literature review writing. Okay, so first and foremost, this is the definition. Okay, let's go to the definition. What is literature search? Okay, literature search is a systematic and thorough search of all types of published literature. Okay, I might need to write down or just leave it. Okay, I think I just leave it. So I'm planning to write something on the slides now, but I think we can leave it for now. Okay, hopefully you can follow my mouse. Okay, the cursor of my mouse. Okay, to get a bearing. Okay, to adjust your bearing which part I'm talking about now. Okay, literature search is a systematic and thorough research. Thorough search of all types of published literature in order to identify a breadth of good quality references. So in this case, when you're which means that there are a lot of literatures on the internet, okay, on the database, so you have to select your literature. So you must select a good literature, a good quality references. We shall define what does it mean by good quality references later, okay, which is very specific to your work, okay, which is very specific, the keyword is very specific to your work. Okay, when you are supposed to do your literature search, okay, it is advisable before you proceed with your FYP1, okay, later, okay, you should have done your literature, okay. There are purposes to do the literature review in advance, okay, prior to your FYP1, okay. So okay, what is why you're supposed to do that? Okay, you have to survey for the current trend. Okay, you have to survey for the current trend. So it's very important for you to proceed with the literature search prior to your FYP1 later, prior to FYP1 later. Right, so we need to survey for the current trend. You don't want to do something that a lot of other people have done it before. Okay, and for FYP1, it's not really that pressing. So FYP1, you can proceed with topics that someone has done it before, but you have to ignore, you have to know, okay, you have to come up with something, and you should be able to answer this question. Okay, how my project is different, okay, from the other work that have been done before. Okay, your work cannot be similar, okay, or almost the same that like what have been done before, okay, or else it can be considered as a copycat plagiarism. Okay, you cannot do something very similar that someone has done it previously, so you must have a distinct feature. Okay, you must differentiate your work from the others. So that's the reason, okay, you perform a literature search. You want to find a knowledge gap, which we will discuss later. Okay, so from there, okay, you can come up with the best topic where novelty is crucial. Okay, again, for FYP1, okay, FYP2, novelty is not really that important, but later on, if you want to pursue your master's and PhD, novelty is very important. So you cannot do something that has already been done before, okay, or you want to do, or if you still want to proceed, you must make sure, okay, your work has a very distinct feature, okay, compared to the previous work. Okay, for masters and PhD, novelty is very, very important, and it's very, very important. Okay, so that is your main contribution. Novelty is your contribution. Your contribution must be something that someone hasn't done it before, someone hasn't done it before. So that is for masters and PhD. Okay, for FYP1, it's not really important, but you still have your contribution for FYP1. Okay, literature review discusses published information in a particular subject area. So choose your topic and go for the information search, okay, in for the literature review, okay. And sometimes information in particular subject area within a certain time period. So you might ask yourself a question. So so now it's 2023, so it's advisable it's common here. So let me correct this one. Okay, so it's common practice, okay, to find your literature review that falls within 5 years. Okay, within 5 years. So now it's 2023. So your research, okay, how to define whether research current or not. So the references must be 5 years back. Okay, which is now it's 2023. So 2019 is the cutoff. So your literature review references must fall within 2019 until 2023, right? Okay. Another question is what is the difference between introduction or background? Okay, literature review is your chapter 2. Okay, in chapter 1, you have to write down your introduction and background. Okay, so this is the difference for introduction or background. In chapter 1, you have to go straight to the point. Okay, so this background shall provide the reader with knowledge that may need in order to understand what comes next. Okay, you go straight to the point, what you want to do. So if the reader, if a panel read your background, okay, the panel should know, okay, these students want to do this topic. So commonly they will search for keywords in your background. So we go to that later as well. A review helps the reader, on the other hand, helps the reader to understand how your work fits into the wider academic conversation. So normally, since the whole chapter 2 is for literature review, so we should expect you review your literature in a deeper and thorough. So your chapter 2 must be deeper and thorough. Okay. Okay, on the topics of your research compared to in the chapter 1 for introduction and background. Okay, you go straight to the point for chapter for introduction. Okay, or project background. Okay, so they are the same. Okay, so this is one example that my students has written for the research background. Okay, so this is research background. So you can't help to notice, but you can also put the citation. You can also put the citation in research background, right? Someone requesting to join. Let me check. Okay, if you have any questions, you are free to raise your hand and ask. Just switch on your microphone and ask. Okay, so this is the research background in chapter 1. Okay, commonly it's only 1 page. Okay, it's not advisable to go more than 1 page, but 2 pages are okay. Okay, 2 pages are okay, but advisable to write your research background within 1 page. Okay, so in this case, if you read the research background, okay, as mentioned before, you should be able to find the keywords. Okay, try to play around with your keywords. Okay, so if you look at the research background here, 1.1, okay, these are the keywords, ultra wideband frequency range. Okay, from what I can synthesize from this research background, so you have ultra wideband, okay, frequency range from 3.1 gigahertz until 10.6 gigahertz. Okay, and you also have the SAR limit. SAR is the specific absorption rate. Okay, where if you want to use your antenna on human body, you must make sure the radiation, electromagnetic wave radiated into the body, okay, falls within a certain standard. So the standard is governed by FCC, IC and IRP. So what is FCC? Okay, FCC is Federal Communication Commission, and ICNRP is International Commission on Non-Ionizing Radiation Protection. So you must follow the standard. Okay, and the second paragraph, okay, the authors discusses the wearable antenna for wireless for W-band. Okay, W-band is wireless body area network. So the antenna shall be worn on body. Okay, the antenna shall be worn on body. Okay, so I think from this research background, you got an idea what the topics of what the research is all about, what the work is all about, Right, so this is the research background. Okay, for literature review, so we don't have the luxury, okay, to copy all the literature reviews, okay, into the slides. Okay, so let us look at the table of content. Okay, so this is a table of content for literature review. This is what is supposed to practice before you write down your literature review for chapter 2. You must write down your table of content. So this is your table of content. Okay, you have to plan what you want to write, what you want to write, what you want to include in literature review. You have to plan it earlier. So you have to write down your table of content first. Okay, discuss with your supervisor. Okay, doctor, this is my table of content for my chapter 2. Okay, shall we go through them together? Okay, make sure you go through the table of content for literature review before you proceed. We don't want any. Okay, or else if you miss this step, okay, there is possibility that your review will be very messy and haywire and not really systematically organized. Okay, so this is the purpose of writing the table of content. You must make sure, you need to make sure that your review is systematically written. Okay, so as not to cause confusion to the readers, okay, or the panels. Okay, so in this case, the literature review in chapter 2 must be deeper and thorough. Okay, so it must be properly cited. Okay, I forgot to discuss about the reference, okay, about the citation here. So if you look at here, Okay, in February 2002, FCC has licensed ultra-wideband frequency spectrum to operate between frequency range 3.1 up to 10.6, okay, for commercial use. So this is a very important information. So you have number one in bracket here, so square bracket here. So this is your citation. Okay, it must be cross-referenced because this sentence is very important. Okay, if you read a lot of journals, okay, and articles, okay, you should be able to identify, okay, which sentence that requires a citation. Okay, not every sentence you need to cite. Okay, but in this case, this is a very important. Okay, how do you know that the frequency range is 3.1 until 10.6? Okay, and how do you know that the FCC, okay, licensed the ultra-wideband frequency spectrum? Okay, the readers need to know the information, so you must cite it, put a citation here. So the citation is number one. Okay, this follows the IEEE format, and we will look later on how you can cite your references. Okay, so there are many formats. Okay, and for electrical engineering students, you follow IEEE formats of citation. Okay, the second one as well. Okay, SHAH is an established mechanism. So this is definition. Okay, the readers need to know, okay, is it true? Is it the correct definition? So this reference number two, and the SHAH limit as well. Okay, the SHAH limit is very important. We need to verify the authenticity, okay, by FCC. So how is it true? Okay, the FCC requires 1.6 watt over kilogram, okay, over 1 gram of actual tissue. Okay, is it true? Okay, so you put a citation there. Okay, some of the sentences are not really important, so you don't put a citation over there. So you should be able to identify later. If you read a lot of journals, okay, you should be able to identify, okay, which sentence that requires citation and which sentences do not require a citation. Okay, and this is wild review, so they are reasons, okay, why you need to write knowledge review is we have 6 reasons here that I managed to fork out. Okay, the most important one is to find the knowledge gap. Okay, that's why you have to perform your knowledge gap. You want to identify later. Okay, you want to do something on, for example, assistive device for deaf people, okay, alat bantuan bagi orang buta. Okay, so you want to identify, okay, what have been done in the past. Okay, what are the device that they use, okay, to be an assistive device for deaf people, deaf people, orang buta. So most of the time, okay, okay, so we need to know the trend. Okay, we need to know the trend. Okay, we are not following the trend. Okay, it's advisable for you to not follow the trend just to differentiate your work from others. Try not to follow the trend. Okay. Okay, so the first reason is you need to review existing critical opinions. Okay, you need to know whether your research is valid. Okay, you want to come up with something that interesting. Okay, your research must generate interest among the readers and panels, not something else that is mediocre. Okay, someone which is lots of people have done it before. Okay, you don't want that kind of research. Okay, you must produce or come up with something which should be able to differentiate your work from the others. So that's the idea. Okay, you do want to follow the trend. Okay, you do not want to follow the trend. Okay, current research findings on the topic. So if you do if you still want to follow the trend, that is fine. Okay, that is fine as well. Okay, and having said that, you need to find the current research finding. Okay, so you want to follow the trend. Okay, what are the findings available? Okay, so these are the findings. You might want to take advantage of the finding and try to use that to come up with a new finding. Okay, so before you come up with a topic or title, you should be able to, okay, that is not what I'm trying to say. Okay, before if you need to find a topic for your research, right? Okay, so if you you perform the review and you find a very good topic, a very good title of your work. Okay, and having said that, not really a topic, you should be able to visualize. Okay, what what you're supposed to do next. Okay, the idea at the end of the day, okay, this is what I want. Okay, this is the final prototype. Okay, this is the results that I should come out. Okay, this is my contribution. How should I contribute to the field of knowledge? Yeah? So that is how you come up with your topic of research or the title of your research. Okay, so if you are stuck, okay, okay, you have a very interesting topics, but you want to differentiate your work from the others based on your methods or model. Okay, you might want to find the available model as well. Okay, and the available methods. Okay, you can implement the methods. Okay, you can use the available methods. Okay, that have been done before, but you must at the same time try to vary it a little bit, not to follow the same method. Okay, you have to come up with your own method as well. Okay, so again, for FYP, it's not really crucial. Okay, for masters and PhD later, you must come up with a different method, not a very similar method with the others. You can apply, but that cannot be if you use methods that have been done before. Okay, that cannot be regarded as your contribution. Okay, your contribution should be something else. Okay, with that method, that cannot be a contribution. So my contribution is perhaps okay on something else, on the size of the antenna, for example. Okay, I use PCB method, for example, to fabricate the antenna. I use PCB methods. Okay, a lot of researchers have done it before, but my contribution is on the size of the antenna. My size of the antenna is going to be very, very small. Okay, so that is your contribution, right? Okay, opportunities of potential issues. Okay, okay, so this is good as well. This is one of the knowledge gap that to be identified later. Okay, and this is the fifth one is on your knowledge gap. What is that? What is that? What happened? Okay, I don't know what happened. Okay. Okay, opportunities or potential issues. This is good as well. So the issues, okay, you might use the advantage to come up with your title. Okay. And this is very important, I would say, to identify the knowledge gap. We shall look at it later. Okay, you should evaluate what has already been done, show relationship between different work, and show how it relates to your work. Okay, but at the same time, you must have a distinct feature for your work as compared to the previous one. So let us look at the knowledge gap. Okay, so finding the knowledge gap from the literature. So if okay, most of the okay, if you look at previous thesis, okay, done by your seniors, or okay, so this okay, they should have come up with this table. Okay, they should have come up with this table to show the summary of previous work. Okay, of their research topic, of their research work. So in this case, summary of previous work on variable ultraviolet antenna with band notch characteristics. Okay, so in this case, the authors, the researcher has come up with 5 main references. Okay, you should be able to identify at least 5 main references for your reference. Okay, for your reference, put them in your table. Okay, put them in the table. So how you come up with the previous work? So the previous work should be very similar. Okay, should be very similar to what you want to do. Okay, and how you can improve from that work. Okay, so this is how we should this is how the table, okay, you should do, okay, in your chapter 2 later. So normally the authors or the readers, okay, should be able to see this table at the end of chapter 2. Okay, how you summarize, okay, the previous work, okay, in a table. Okay, that should be at the later topic of chapter 2, not in the beginning. Okay, the readers should be able to okay, see this table at the end of chapter 2. Okay, not in the beginning, not in the beginning. In the beginning, you just focus on the general topic, okay, but go deeper, okay, and then summarize on the come up with 5 main references. Okay, you summarize the work, and then after that, only then you summarize all the main references that you managed to find for your research, okay, for your work in this table. Okay, so this is just an idea. Okay, references, so this is your references, 5 main references. Okay, reference 93, 94, 95, 96, 97. So you should be able to see that this researcher, okay, has read, okay, more than 80 references, okay, to come up with this chapter 2, so for this chapter 2. So you might be wondering, okay, how many references that I should read, okay, to come up with a good chapter 2. Okay, it should be more than for FYP, I think above 50 is okay. Above 30 is okay. Okay, for FYP, above 30 is okay. Okay, for masters and PhD, okay, you should go uh, more than 100, but less than 150 references. That is acceptable. That is okay. But less than 50, okay, you can't. Okay, I'm not telling that it's not acceptable. It depends on the references as well. Some of the references are really good. Depends on research work as well. Okay, you might not be able to find a lot of references for your research work. That is acceptable as well. But the panels, okay, the examiners should know, okay, whether your references are sufficient or not. Okay, for the work that you are currently doing during your viva or during presentation. Okay, the examiners should know, okay, whether this references are sufficient or not. Okay, so you should discuss with your supervisors as well. Okay, how many references that you need to include, okay, for your IDP report later. Okay, and for your FYP later, how many references that you need to include, okay, for your FYP thesis. Okay, discuss with your supervisor. The number of references are not set in stone. Okay, you need to discuss with your supervisors, and supervisors will know straight away whether your references are sufficient or not. Okay, so in this case, okay, with this table, okay, this is table 2.2, Okay, in the thesis, okay, when the examiners, when the authors, when the readers, okay, read this thesis, okay, the readers and the examiners should know that the contribution is on the size of the antenna. Okay, it's on the size of the antenna and also on the notch band. Okay, so in this case, this particular student, okay, the notch band is for WiMAX, C-band, and wireless LAN. So look at these references, okay, of the main references. Okay, reference 93. The notch band is only for wireless LAN, WiMAX. Okay, and for 94, okay, IEEE 02 HyperLAN, and then for 95, you have 3 notch bands. Okay, for 96, you have 2 notch band. Okay, for reference 97, you have only 1 notch band. So you should do more. Okay, you should do more. Okay, than the previous work. So in this case, okay, the researcher included, okay, 3 notch bands. Okay, WiMAX, C-band, and wireless LAN. Okay, this is another contribution as well, but not as good as the size of the antenna. So if you look at the previous work, the size of the antennas for reference 93, 16 times 25 millimeters squared, 70 times 70, 19 times 12. So it's huge. It consider it's small. So if convert 16 millimeter in centimeter. Okay, if you convert 16 millimeter in centimeter, it's 1.6 centimeter. It's considered as small as well, but the researcher managed to come up with something which is smaller than those previous references, which is 19 times 14 and 21 times 16 millimeter squared. So this is the main contribution. Okay, so this research is considered valid. Okay, this research is considered valid. So the researcher knows that before he proceed with this work, okay, I want to design an antenna that still covers the notch, that still covers the ultra-band frequency range. Okay, that can be worn on body, which is wearable. Okay, you can wear the antenna on human body. Okay, and within the frequency range, you want to get rid of these three notch bands. Okay, and at the end of the day, my main contribution, okay, you should know what's your main contribution. I want to really miniaturize the size of the antenna. Okay, I really want to, so she managed to do it. Okay, and also the efficiency as well. So the efficiency is very good. Okay, you can see here the efficiency is 80% and for the two substrates. Okay, so perhaps the previous work on the fabricate the antenna, design antenna or design their antennas on one substrate. Okay, but this researcher, okay, designed her antenna, okay, on two substrates. That is another contribution as well. Okay, and the efficiency is maximum, which is 100%. The efficiency for thin FR4 is 100%. Compared to the previous work, the efficiency is only 95%. Okay, for FR4. Okay, so this is a valid work. Okay, this is a valid work. Okay, right. So this is how you come up with your knowledge gap. Okay, this is how you come up with knowledge gap. You go to the literature. Okay, there are database as well, which we discuss as well. Okay, and you come up with 5 main references which are very similar to your work, and you identify the knowledge gap. So you should be able to do it by producing this table. Okay, by producing this table, you should be able to identify your knowledge gap quickly. Okay, so this is another this is another contribution. Okay, this is another work, okay, by different researcher. Okay, you can still come up with a table, okay, summary of previous work, okay, but you have to know lah, what is your column, okay, what is the header of the column, okay, depending on the research. In this case, size is very important, so you need to put a size here. Okay, what are the shapes, okay, what are the operating frequency, okay, depends on research, so you decide what you want to put as the header of your column. All right, so this one is the author. Okay, year, you need to know the year as well, so perhaps this one, year is not really important. Okay, okay, but ideally you should include one more column here for year, for year. So we need to know that this work is falls within the 5 years range. Okay, for if now it's 2023, okay, your main references should falls within 2019 until 2023. Okay, so this is another way. Perhaps this is a FYP work. It's not that detailed. Okay, this is masters by research work. So you need to go into detail. You need to go into detail. So FYP not doesn't mean that you don't have to go into details, but not as detailed as masters and PhD. Right. So the authors here, year, title, and the device here. Okay. So in this case, the researcher is planning to come up with a assistive device for deaf people, assistive device for deaf people. So this put a remark here as well. Okay, remarks is what is the not telling the weakness of the previous research. Okay, we need to know what they have done and what is the features that they are lacking. What are the features that they are lacking? Okay, and what the research what they are lacking, that is what you want to tackle. Okay, so from here, okay, the main contribution is the device itself. Okay, the main contribution is the device itself. Okay, in this case, when it comes to human body, most of the work, okay, focuses on the walking cane, okay, headband, assistive hand glove, okay, for deaf people, untuk orang, sorry, not for deaf people, for blind people. Okay, for blind people, sorry, not for deaf people, for blind people, orang buta. So what are the assistive devices? Okay, so in this case, the researcher tried to differentiate his work from the others. So he come up with wearable safety hat. Okay, we come up with wearable safety hat. So what the others are lacking, so he includes it in the research, okay, in his work. Okay, to if you look at this table, the proposed work has the ultrasonic sensors. Okay, the previous work might not have the ultrasonic sensors, only one of them. Okay, alternate census. Let's have a look. This one doesn't have the alternate census. The first reference doesn't have ultrasonic census. Okay, and but it has camera. Okay, and this is this one is the third reference. Okay, have the third reference. Okay, has ultrasonic sensors. Okay, the fourth reference has ultrasonic sensors. Okay, there should be something lacking in that particular reference. So in this case, you put it as well here. Okay, the first reference, no heart rate sensor, no ring detector. Okay, for reference 35, okay, no heart rate sensor, no ring detector. Okay, for reference 36, no heart rate sensor, okay, no ring detector. So you must tackle that. Okay, so if I were you, I shall include the heart rate sensor and ring detector into my work. And at the same time, I want to differentiate my work from the other. So instead of using walking cane, headband or glove, okay, I come up with something new. I come up with a safety hat. Okay, I come up with a safety hat. So this is a valid research work. Okay, this is a valid research work. Okay, no one has done it before. So uh okay, you can proceed. Okay, you can proceed with this work. Okay, you can proceed with this work. Okay, so discuss your supervisor as well. Okay, prior to come up with a good title for your topic, please discuss with your supervisor as well. Okay, and it's advisable as well to come up with this table and show this table to your supervisor. Okay, to your potential supervisor. Okay, so I've done a little bit of literature. Okay, and this is what the previous references are lacking, and I want to improve on their weaknesses. So I propose we include heart rate sensor and we include rain detector, and at the same time, they are using okay, assistive devices. Okay, these are a glove, headband, and walking cane. Okay, so I want to differentiate my work from them as well. So can I use safety hat? Yes, you can. Right, so you can proceed with this work. So this is another valid research work. Okay, so this is FYP work. Okay, okay, so we don't have to go into that detail. We don't have to go into that detail, but it's very sufficient. It is sufficient for FYP work, right? Okay, so where to find the literature? So you can find the literature from journal articles. Okay, if we look at the library, we look at the database offered by the library. Okay, one of the common database, okay, for electrical engineers is IDP Explore. Okay, other than IDP Explore, you also have Science Direct, you have Springer. Okay, you have a lot of other databases where you can find good references. Okay, which you need to subscribe. Okay, IDP Explore. Okay, you need to subscribe before you can download, find the articles and download the articles. And our library has subscribed to IDP Explore. So please make use of it. And I think if you don't have access to the IDP Explore, you can still find good references from Google Scholar. Okay, Google Scholar. Okay, scholar.google.com. Right, dissertation thesis. Okay, you can download your previous thesis written by your seniors from the library as well. PTTA is Perpustakaan Pustakaan Tun Aminah. Okay, Pustakaan okay, Tun Aminah. Okay, okay, so you can download it from the library as well. Okay, Pustakaan Tunku Tun Aminah, right? PTTA, Pustakaan Tunku Tun Aminah. Okay, right. So conference proceedings. Okay, you can download the proceeding from IDP Explore as well, or Google Scholar, and book ebooks. Okay, you can get the book or from PTTA. You can get ebooks as well, or from the websites. Okay, now ada banyak Ghost website. You can download free ebooks. Okay, government reports. Okay, you can go to their websites and download. Okay, their report, okay, might be useful for your research as well. Okay, you can use that as well as a part of your references. Okay, and internet. Okay, you can also use the internet as your source of all your references, but it's not really advisable. It's not really advisable. Okay, most importantly, you cannot use Wikipedia. Do not use Wikipedia as your reference. Okay, as your reference. Okay, it's not counted as reference, because I think in Wikipedia anyone can write, okay, on your on Wikipedia, so without any proven of authenticity. Okay, someone it's not validated. The information is not validated. Okay, it's not verified. So we do not know whether the information is authentic or not. Okay, so that is why. Okay, try not to use Wikipedia, but you can use it. Some of them are really good. Okay, not denying that fact. Okay, but you have to know. Okay, in order for you to decide which is a good information or not. Okay, you can. Okay, that's why you have to read a lot of literature. Okay, so the more you read, okay, the more you read, okay, for your literature, okay, the greater the chances for you to that. Okay, when you read something, you know, this is not a valid information. Okay, this is not what I have written in the journal. Okay, so later on kita akan tengok journal pula. Okay, so this one is funding literature from PTTA website. Okay, free for UTHM students. So please make use of it. Please make use of it. Okay, do not please don't rely 100% from Google Scholar. Okay, Google Scholar is okay. It's not that bad. It is not that bad, but you can get very good articles. Okay, journals from IEEE Explore. Okay, so try to get the references from IEEE Explore. Okay, other than that, so these are the database, okay, that our library PTTA subscribe for. So make use of it as well, Science Direct, because it's not cheap, okay? Okay, to subscribe to this database is not cheap. So the library spends thousands of money, might be hundreds of thousands of money, okay, to subscribe to this database. So please make use of it. Please make use of it. Science Direct is very good database as well as Corpus, Springer Link, okay, Springer Nature. Okay, so to those who not really familiar about how to find the articles or journals from the database. Okay, I think our library, there is a training session provided by the library where you can join the training session, and the speaker shall guide you on how you can get the information and download the papers from this database. So let's have a look at the PTTA website. So this is the link. Okay, this is the homepage that shows the article database subscribed by our library. Okay, British Standard Airline, we might not use it. I think this is more for civil engineering students. Okay, Emerald, okay, IEEE Explore. So we use this a lot. Okay, so if you are my students under my supervision, okay, I encourage them. Okay, I really encourage them to go to IEEE Explore. Okay, and to get a very good articles. Okay, to get a good articles and journals. Okay, for their FYP. Okay, for their FYP or for a master's or for their PhD. Okay, this Explore. Okay, if okay, outside from the university campus, you might require a proxy. So this is how it looks like IEEE Explore. Okay, hopefully all of you are very familiar. Okay, cari artikel you daripada sini your references IEEE Explore. So you can okay type the keyword here. Okay, what is your topic? Okay, all here before that okay, you have all here. Okay, further scroll down and you have books, conferences, courses, journals. Okay, so you might want to narrow down your research. Okay, you might want to narrow down your search, okay, to books, okay, to conferences, okay, to journals, okay, to standards, okay, to authors or citations. So it's advisable to get your references from a journal, okay? So to select journals, okay, you can also select conferences as well. Or if you're not sure, okay, just click all. Okay, just click all. Okay, but later on, because if you click all, it will cover everything from books, conferences, courses, so you should be able to differentiate. Okay, the article come from a book. This article come from journals. Okay, it should be written somewhere over there. Okay, and just type water level. I saw a lot of students are doing on water level monitoring system, although I'm not really keen on this topic, but there are still a lot of students doing it. Okay, So let's try to find a reference for water level monitoring system. Okay, you get a lot of references here. Okay, decision a design of high-level water temperature system based on Internet of Things. Okay, in this case, you should know that this one is year 2020. Okay, you can also okay, narrow down your search from 2023. Okay, so 5 years back is 2019, right? Okay, so write down here 2019 to 2023 and click apply. Yes, that cookies and still a lot. You have journals, 138 journals. Okay, you can narrow it down to journals or conferences. So you can see here, a lot of researchers have done, okay, water level monitoring system before. So if I were you, okay, a lot of work on water level monitoring system. So it's best if we come up with something, okay, other than water level monitoring system. So if okay, that should be the way. Okay, try not to follow the trend. Okay, come up with something new. Okay, where there are not a lot of works, okay, on that topic. Okay, so you focus on that. Ni kalau dah ramai buat ni, okay, a lot of work on water level monitoring system. Okay, try to avoid. Try to avoid. Okay, so let us look at one reference. Okay, this one for. Hopefully you can see my slide. Okay, my screen. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen. Okay, conference paper. Okay, this one is conference paper. Okay, try to limit your search to journals. Okay, apply. Okay, so these are from journals. Okay, go to journals. Okay, RTP access. Okay, RTP access. Okay, kita akan tengok juga. Okay, journals ni pun they are ranked accordingly. Journals are ranked accordingly. There are good journals, so journals, and okay, journals that you can, prefer not to use it as your reference. Okay, so most of the time you focus on a good journal. So RTP Access is one of them. Okay, it's very good journals. You don't have 10,000, you cannot publish in RTP Access. Okay, 10,000 ringgit Malaysia. Right, so you can download this article. You saw this one PDF file, right? Okay, so you can download these articles because since our library subscribe to RTP Explore, okay, you can search and you at the same time you can download the article. Okay, the article means in this case your journal. Okay, so RTP Access. Okay, download this paper and okay, if it's good journal, you might want to choose it. If it's a good journal, you might want to use it as a part of your main references. Okay, if it's not really okay related to your research, okay, you might have you might use it as your reference only, but not to be included as your main references. Okay, so that's how you do it. Okay, right, so let us move on. Let me check. Are you still there? Are you still there? Okay, are you still there? Okay, 96 of you. Right. Okay, so this is knowledge gap. Okay, this is library. Okay, and then we have done this. Okay, journal articles. Okay, so this is okay, the source of literature review. You can get literature review from journal articles, dissertation, conference proceedings, books, ebooks, government report, internet. So let us look at it one by one. Okay, and the first one is journal articles. So I strongly advise my students, okay, if possible, try to get the references from journal. Don't use conference. Okay, not advise. Some of the research is very specific. Okay, not covered by journals. Some of the topics might not be covered by journals. Okay, you have lots of references. Lot of references come from the conference or proceedings. So in that case, okay, you need to present. You need to give a good justification. Okay, doctor. So I've searched thoroughly, but not many journal, okay, covered my topic. Okay, but I have a few references from the proceeding. Okay, so you can proceed with that. Okay, so discuss your supervisors as well, whether your supervisor agree. My main reference, your main references should be from a journal or conference proceeding. You should discuss your supervisor. Yeah? So, but if you were my students under my supervision, I strongly encourage my student to go to journal. Okay, because journal, the good thing is it is peer reviewed. Peer reviewed means the experts has reviewed. Okay, the experts have reviewed the journal before they are accepted for publication. Okay, for conference or proceeding. Okay, proceeding normally come from a conference. Okay, conference is depends on the organizer. So it is okay, so most of the organizers for conference, okay, since it's a business base, okay, you need to get some profit from the conference. Okay, the greater the number of papers, okay, submitted to a conference, okay, you need to pay the fee, right? So the greater the profit. Okay, so most of the conferences are profit based, but they still have some stage. So there's still the paper submitted, still you still have to go through some review process, but not as rigorous as this journal. Okay, this journal, some of good journals, okay, we shall look at it later. Okay, the rejection rate is 95% or 90%. Okay, so you can assume that you submit a paper to that particular journal. Okay, redor je lah, okay, the paper got rejected, okay, because the acceptance risk can be 5%, okay, the acceptance risk can be 5 to 10%. Okay, so unless your work is really, really good, okay, there are high possibilities that the journals, your work will be reviewed. Okay, some of the journals, if they got rejected, okay, dia tak pergi lagi dekat review stage tu. Okay, the editor will decide whether this journal is good enough to be published in my journal. Okay, the editor will check first. Okay, this is not really good, just reject. The editor reject it immediately. Okay, within 3 days, you get a notification. Okay, sadly to say that your submission, your journals, your articles has to be rejected. Okay, if it's really good, only then the editor will send another notification email. Okay, we have received your journal and it shall now go to the review process. Okay. Okay, that's a good news. Okay, that's a good news, but it doesn't guarantee that your journal will be accepted. Okay, the review process is very rigorous. Okay, so it's not easy to get your articles published in that journal, right? So that's what I meant by someone has peer reviewed that journal, and the information there, the facts there, the findings in that journals, in that article have been validated by the experts. Okay, so you can use that journal. So that is a valid references. Those are valid references compared to articles submitted to conference papers ni proceeding. Okay, compared to the articles submitted to the conference or we call it as conference proceedings. Okay, those finding information might not be really validated, so the authenticity might be argued. Okay, for FYP, I think it's still acceptable, but later on for your master's or PhD, okay, try to avoid references coming from the proceedings. Please come out with references from the journal articles. Also, these journals are ranked, okay, based on their quality. Okay, you have high-ranking journals which are indexed by Web of Science. Okay, Web of Science is the short name is WOS. So if the journal is indexed by WS, or you know straight away, oh, this is a good journal. Okay, you can proceed with this as your reference. Okay, if for Scopus is also accepted as well. I think it is also accepted. But for WOS, oh, okay, this is really good. Okay, it can be considered as a good journal, and it is visible. It's visible if you can get your references from WOS. Okay, high-ranking journals. Okay, what does it mean by high-ranking journals? High-ranking journals, you can also have a rank as well. Okay, quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, quartile 4. So with quartile 1 is the best journal. Okay, so okay, if you have the database later, okay, I think our library subscribe to the database as well. Let's go back to the library database. Do we still have it? Okay, if you can go to this Clarivate web of Science, web of Science, okay, you want to decide whether that journals, okay, whether that journal is indexed by WOS or not. Okay, you can go to this Clarivate web of Science. Okay, you also have to our PTTA has also subscribed to this web of Science and database. Okay, you go to this JCR. Hold on. Okay, you can type your journal. So just now, RTP access. Okay, let's confirm whether RTP access is indexed by WOS. So this is okay. So RTP access is here. So this ISSN number. Okay, click on it. Okay, you can find that general impact factor is 3.9. 3.9 is considered high. Okay, what is the quartile? Okay, you can get the quartile as well from here. So scroll further down. Okay, in 2022, okay, it falls in quartile 2. Q2, it's a Q2 journal. Okay, in 2018, 2019, it is a Q1 journal. But from 2020 onwards, okay, it has been downgraded, okay, to Q2. So this is a good journal, okay. So this is how you decide whether the journal indexed by WS or not. Okay, perhaps it's not really important for IDP, but FYP, Masters and PhD is really important. And this is how you can decide. Okay, or you can verify whether the journals is indexed by WS or not. Go to Web of Science by Clarivate and type the name of the journal. Okay, if the journal is there, means that it is indexed by WOS. Okay, because why? Some of the journals, they claim that they are indexed by WOS, but if you type down, okay, write down the names in the search box of the Web of Science Clarivate, okay, the journal is not there. Okay, the journal is not there, so it's not true. The journal is not indexed by WS. To confirm, you go to Clarivate. Okay, you can also have journals indexed by Scopus. Okay, it's so acceptable, but it's not really as rigorous as the high-ranking journals indexed by WS. Most likely, if your work is good enough, okay, it shall be accepted, but it still have to go review stages, and non-indexed journals. So try to avoid non-indexed journals. Okay, which means that it's indexed by Google Scholar. Okay, it's not counted. Okay, so you have to be very careful. That is why I don't really advise, okay, the students to get their journals from Google Scholar. Okay, so you have various okay, you have various references in Google Scholar, so you do not know which one is indexed by Scopus, okay, which one is indexed by WS. So you can do that by entering, okay, by going to the database, okay, subscribed by our library. Okay, go to this library, okay, search the article from RTP Explore. Okay, from the Scopus, you also have Scopus here. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, it's very similar. You can find a document indexed by Scopus as well. Let us have a look at water level monitoring system. Okay, it's still the same. Okay, so you have a lot. Okay, you have a lot. Okay, I believe you can download it as well. So you click in this one, water level. Okay, this is water level monitoring system. Okay, it's not really water level monitoring system. Okay, look at the, okay, we can also narrow down your search. Okay, perhaps on the title, article title. Okay, so this is how you narrow down your research. Okay, so that you can get a very good references which really relate to your topic. Okay, water level. So this, just take one example. Okay, the same thing from Scopus. So I believe you can download them. Okay, full text option. You can view PDF still from the Scopus. and then you can download your article. Okay. Okay, from the Scopus website. So other than that, you have Springer link or Springer. Okay, some of you might prefer to pronounce it that way. This is Springer. Let us click on Springer or Springer. Okay, this is another database as well. And then Springer Nature. So this is a very good database as well. So for electrical and electronic engineering students, okay, please focus on it. IDP Explore, okay, Science Direct as well is a good database. It's not easy to get in as well. Okay, Scopus, Springer Link, Springer Nature, right? Turnitin is your similarity report software. So later on, when you have published your when you have completed your thesis writing, okay, you need to run your thesis under Turnitin, okay, to see whether the similarity is greater than 30% or less than 30%. For UTHM, okay, the similarity must be less than 30%, which we shall look at it later as well. Okay, so this one, for journal articles and then graphic journals. Okay, so graphic journals is reviewed. Okay, which means that the journals, the article that you submit, okay, is reviewed by the experts. Okay, some of the journals, for high-ranking journals, the acceptance rate is 5 to 10%. It's not easy to penetrate, and the fee as well is not that cheap. Some of the high-ranking journals, if you don't have 10,000. You don't have 13,000. Okay, don't ever dream of publishing in this journal. For example, IDP Access just now. IDP Access, if I'm not mistaken, the APC, you call it as article processing charge. Okay, it is 13,000 ringgit Malaysia. Okay, 1950 USD in USD. But ringgit Malaysia is roughly 10,000 above, 10. 11, 12,000. Okay, you don't have 12,000 to pay to the publisher. Okay, don't ever dream of to publish in IDP Access, although you have a very good finding, okay, of the journal. So you need to have a good funding as well, because we need to publish in good journal. Okay, if you've already been accepted, you need to pay for the APC, article posting charge, and it's not cheap either. Okay, so publish, produce a good work, okay, and publish in a good journal, but at the same time, don't forget, you need to also have some funding to pay, okay, to the publisher for the APC. Okay, so reference materials assure readers that the information conveyed is reliable and timely. Okay, some of the finding might be obsolete. Okay, some of the recent and someone has renewed the finding. Okay, someone has come up with another finding. Okay, which replace the obsolete finding. Okay, so you need to read a lot. Okay, you need to read a lot, so that's why you narrow down your research, your literature review within 5 years back. Okay, if you did this is 2023, it's good to have references in 2022 and 2021. Okay, 2019 is still acceptable, but the funding might be still obsolete. Okay, some of the topics are really fast moving, and some of the topic ramai sangat buat. Okay, a lot of researchers are so excited depending on the trend, especially on the IT. IT dia cepat, information technology, computer science. Okay, if you refer to 2019 punya journal, okay, it might be obsolete. Okay, it's advisable for computer science and IT depending on your field as well. Okay, the reference must be in the current year. If in 2023, try to find references in 2023. Someone might have done similar work as well, and you follow the trend. Try not to follow the trend again. Okay, try to differentiate your work from the current trend. Okay, so that is the idea for your research topic to be considered as valid. Okay, for IDP Access, in this case, Q2 in fact is 3.9. Okay, Access is fast publication. Okay, if you have a very good topic, good findings, okay, you send it to the, you submit it for review process. Okay, you have the money, you can pay, you can get your articles published within 3 months, okay, or within 2 months, right? Okay, but for RTP transaction on antennas and propagation, it's free. Okay, it's free. Okay, but it's Q1 with impact factor of 5.7. Okay, however, since it is free and the queues are longer, and it might require sometimes, not 3 months. Okay, some of my friends, okay, that I know have published in RTP transaction, it took them 2 years. Okay, it took them 2 years to get the articles published in RTP transactions on antennas propagation. But the good thing, the journal is free. Okay, RTP access, you need to have more than 10,000 Malaysia. If not, okay, aim for free journals. Okay, RTP antennas and wireless propagation letters as well is Q2 with impact factor 4.2. So impact factor, the greater the impact factor, okay, the better the journal. Okay, lagi bagus, lagi tinggi you punya impact factor tu, lagi bagus lah journal tu. Okay, so you should aim for journals with high impact factor. Okay, with high impact factor. But 3.9 is considered good. Low impact factor, how you define low impact factor? Okay, 0.7, 0.9, okay, 0.2 is still considered as impact factor, but it's very low. Okay, compared to 3.9, 5.7, and 4.2. Okay, non-reference journals, for example, you have magazine, trade journals, okay, may not be checked. Okay, for validity, okay, but it can be still considered as scholarly, which means that you can still include them as a part of your references, right? Dissertation thesis, okay, difficult to obtain. So this by our library, okay, but I'm not sure whether you know or not. You can download the thesis of your senior's thesis from our library. At the same time, you can also request the thesis from other universities as well. We call it as interloan. Okay, interlibrary loan. Okay, if you're interested in that journal, or sorry, in that thesis, but the library doesn't have that thesis. Okay, sorry, that's not I meant. Okay, so our library, you can download your senior's thesis, okay, but let's say, okay, you go to the other universities, okay, they also have their articles database or thesis database as well. Okay, so you're interested in that particular thesis from for example, in UC Malaya. Okay, it has one topic that very similar to your work, but you cannot download it because you are from UTHM, right? So you can request our library, okay, to get hold of that particular thesis from UC Malaya. So it's also possible as well. Okay, it's also possible as well. Our library has that service, so make use of it. Make use of it. Right, for conference proceeding, again, as mentioned, you have to decide because most of the conference are profit-based. Okay, they just accept, okay, whatever you submit, they just accept it, and the review process is not that rigorous. Okay, because it's profit-based. Because I think I'm not sure whether you're familiar or not. Okay, to submit a paper to a conference, okay, the fee is roughly 1,500, 2,000. It's not cheap. So if 200, okay, papers submitted to that particular conference, okay, 200 times 2,000, okay, the organizer will get a lot of profits from that. Okay, so that is roughly the fee that you have to pay for a conference. So it's not really rigorous. So you need to decide. Okay, again, discuss with your supervisor. Okay, your supervisor need to verify whether your reference, that conference paper is good or not. Okay, so discuss with your supervisor to decide whether that conference paper is good or not. Okay, so you still have to be cautious because again, some of the information might not be validated. Okay, it's questionable. Some of the funding is questionable. So discuss with your supervisor as well. Discuss with your supervisor as well. But I do not deny the fact that some of the papers submitted to conference are good papers. So that one you can use as your reference. Okay, ebooks, okay, are not really less up to date, I would say, because it took longer time. It takes longer time for a book to be published. Okay, so if the book published in 2033, for example, the authors might have submitted it, okay, to the publisher in 2009. 2019, for example, eh? So 2019, 20, 21, 22, took it might took more than a year. Roughly when you submit the manuscript for a book, okay, it will take years. Okay, 1 year is good enough. Okay, less than 1 year, I'm not sure it's possible or not. So most of the book publication, it will take 1 year to get published. And by the time the book is published, the information might be obsolete. The information might be obsolete. So it's questionable as well, but normally book covers very detailed information. For example, in this case, if you are doing work on antenna, for example, okay, you might need a detailed calculation to calculate the dimensions of the antenna. So in this case, I'm referring to the work done by the previous researcher. Okay, before you can design antenna, you need a detailed calculation. So most of the journals, okay, I don't think journals and article for conference proceeding cover the detailed calculation. You can only get the information on the formula, on the calculation from a book. Okay, only then you can refer to the book. Okay, only then you can refer to the book. So you can also refer to a book and include them as a part of your references. Okay, depending on the nature, okay, of the information you get from the book. Okay, in this case for the calculation for the formula, for detailed calculation to calculate the dimensions, for example, of the antenna, it is acceptable because I don't think there are any conference papers or journals that cover detailed calculation to calculate the dimensions of antenna. Okay, government reports so possible as well. I think one of my students did on the air pollution. Okay, so air pollution, you can get the statistic, okay, and other information as well from the government agencies or government departments. So this one is can be considered as a valid reference as well. Okay, because why? They also conduct their own research, and some of the departments, some of the government agencies share their findings online. You can download their findings, okay, their papers online. So that can be considered as well. Okay, for instance, the report, okay, environmental reports from Department of the environmental reports from Department of Environment Malaysia. Okay, on his air pollution. Okay, that one, the information is very specialized. Okay, you need a current statistic to be included in your literature, so you can use it. Okay, feel free to use the government report as part of references. Okay, again, you need to verify, okay, with your supervisors whether the reference are valid or not. Okay, your supervisor shall know straight away whether okay, this is a good reference. Okay, you can include it. Right, internet. Okay, internet. Okay, I think a lot of students use this. Okay, you want to search information, water level, just type on the internet. So it's not like that. So you need to filter out the information as well. Okay, some of the information are not validated because anyone is free, okay, to submit, okay, their articles, to express their opinions, to express their comments on the internet. So you should be able to identify whether the information are valid or not. Okay, again, if you read a lot of journals, a lot of articles from IDP Explore, IDP Access, good journal, high-ranking journals, journals indexed by WS, journals indexed by Scopus, you read a lot of them, okay, you should be able to identify, okay, whether the internet sources are legit or not. Okay, some of the information are not legit at all. You cannot 100% rely on the information from the internet. Okay, so I would suggest information from the internet not suitable to be included in your literature review. So don't include the reference from the internet in your literature review. Okay, how to write literature review? You need to come out with a background reading. You need to do a little bit of preparation, of course. Okay, working with your title and topic. So in this case, you need to identify the keywords. So if I were you, you want to do assistive device for blind people. Okay, for example. orang buta, bukan orang pekak tadi dia cakap. Okay, the keyword is deaf people and the assistive device. Okay, you need to limit your search into those particular keyword. So you need to have a general idea what you want to do. Okay, identify the resources to search. Tadi itulah IDP Explore. Okay, you have Science Direct, Springer. Okay, kalau dah tak ada sangat benda tu, you can also use the Google Scholar. Okay, but you need to filter out the references as well, whether it's a good reference or not. Okay, search by using search techniques. Okay, in this case, I would advise my student to use keyword. Okay, rather than writing the whole sentences, and collate. Okay, what does it mean by collate? You collect the references. Okay, you arrange the references and then you assemble your references. Okay, so that will that is the recipe. Okay, this is the recipe for a good literature review. Okay, so this is a simplified figure. Okay, to write a literature review. Okay, thinking and finding out, you have to find out your topic. Okay, research question, ask yourself your hypothesis. Okay, research questions. Okay, keep asking yourself, I want to do something on assistive device for deaf people. Deaf people. Okay, sorry, not deaf people, blind people. Okay, blind people. Okay, so what are the keyword? Okay, blind people and then assistive device. Okay, you can enter the keyword, okay, on the database. So in this case, you can search by keyword. Okay, and you need to know your sources as well. Okay, it is from IDP Explore, Science Direct, Scopus. Okay, Springer Link, Springer Nature. Okay, whatnot. Okay, or kalau terdesak sangat, you can use Google Scholar, no problem. Okay, and then evaluate and record. Okay, if for example you write on water level monitoring system just now. Okay, we have tried, so you have hundreds of references. Okay, you need to filter out your reference as well, whether it's a good reference or not. And then this is your search result. Okay, synthesis means you filter out your references, and then only then you write down your literature review. Okay, at the same time, you need to at the same time, okay, you have to update your literature review. Okay, if you did your masters, maybe you did your masters starting from 2023, and then 2021 you come out with your literature review chapter, and then 2024, okay, only then you want to submit your thesis, complete thesis. So 2022 until 2024, you have like 2 years gap, 2 years gap. Okay, you might need to update your references before you submit your thesis, before you submit your thesis. Okay, because some of the information might not be valid, and that might raise queries during your viva. The examiners might ask you, have you checked, okay, whether you have any update, have you update your references? Okay, is this the latest information that you have? Because someone has done it in 2020, 2021, but your references are from 2019. So they might ask you to update. Keep updating your literature. So there is a part of literature review as well. You need to keep searching and updating your references. Okay, to produce a good literature review, and you need to revise again. So if your search is not produce a good result, you might to refine your keyword. Okay, you need to review and revise your keyword. Okay, and again, so keep asking if you don't have any good information, a good literature from the database. Okay, your research might not be that valid, not that interesting. Okay, you might want to reconsider. So you have to refocus back and come up with a new research question or research topic and repeat the same process until you find a good topic. Okay, and a good literature review as well. A good topic should be supported by a good literature review. So that's the idea. And these are useful tips. Okay, I should stop very soon. Okay, I might get carried away in my explanation. Okay, we are almost there. Useful tips. Literature review is a piece of discursive prose, not process, I would say. Okay, not a list describing or summarizing one piece of literature after another. So in a way, you need to be critical on your when you have when you have a lot of references. Let's say you have 100 references, you are not summarizing, okay, all the literatures. Okay, you are making a general, you are literally organizing the references um into their own topics. Okay, so if you are looking for water level monitoring system, for example, water level monitoring system using ultrasonic sensors, you might classify, okay, your references based on the water level monitoring system that uses ultrasonic sensors. Okay, let's say you have 5 references, you can include all the references into that one sentence. Okay, currently, for example, the work on water level monitoring system using ultrasonic sensors are gaining popularity. Okay, you have 5 references, so you put cite at the end of the sentence. Okay, reference 1 until reference 5. Okay, so that is the idea. Okay. I think you can proceed from there. So this is reference management tools. I'm not sure. I think which reference management tools that you are currently using. But I know my students, I think most of them are using Mendeley. Okay, I think it's widely used in THM, but also I think last time when I did my PhD, I used EndNote. Okay, because the library, okay, my previous university provided EndNote for free. Okay, else you have to pay. But I'm not sure Mendeley. I think Mendeley is for free, I think. So that's the reason as well why it's widely used in THM. But other than that, you can also use Zotero and RefWorks. So I'm not going to discuss on this. Okay, RTP citation format, you need to follow RTPE format. Okay, so for electrical electronic engineering students. Okay, how many of you are here? Okay. Okay, for electrical and electronic engineering students, you use IEEE format. You use IEEE format. Okay, so how to write down IEEE format? I think I'm not sure how you write down RTP format. It's based on your supervisor as well. But if you, my students, okay, I'll ask you to refer to the RTP citation format, okay, provided by University of Bath. Okay, let us click on this. Okay, because when you look at your report later, it's everywhere. Okay, some of the students write a proper way, and then some of them, okay, how you write your references. This is not how you write your IEEE citation format. So you need to follow. How you can follow the IEEE citation format? Okay, so you click on this website, okay, from University of Bath. I'm going to share my slides later, okay, with you so that you can click on the link, and then it will bring you to this page. Okay, and at the same time, okay, other than RTPE format, you can also have MLA format, APA format, Chicago, okay, Harvard format, Vancouver format. Okay, so in this case, we are not using any one of them. Okay, but instead we are using IEEE citation format, IEEE citation format. So let us go to this website. Okay, by University of Bath, okay, in the UK. Okay, dekat sini American Psychological Association format, Harvard Bar Style format, Chicago format. Click on the IEEE style guide. Click on the IEEE style guide or IEEE citation format. Okay, so if you open the IEEE citation format, this is what you'll see. IEEE referencing style sheet. Okay, how you write down your references. For example, we have covered references by book. Okay, so by book, okay, if your references is book, this is how you should cite your reference, okay, by using IEEE format. This should be the way. Okay, it should be the way. Okay, follow exactly. Kalau kat sini ada comma, letak comma. If it's italic, you put italic. Okay, this is the edition and then this publication. This is the publisher and then your year should be the end. So that's why I mentioned later on when the students present for their send their thesis to me, I was like, kenapa you punya tahun kat belakang? Okay, sorry, kenapa tahun you kat tengah-tengah? Okay, by right for IEEE for book, your year should be at the end. Okay, with your supervisor examiner will know straight away whether you are using IEEE format or not. Yeah? For book chapter, you have different way to cite. Okay, follow this way to cite the book chapter. Okay, for electronic book, okay, this one is book, this one is electronic book, which is different. Okay, follow this format. This is the format. Okay, author initials, author surname, put a dot here, year, month, day. Okay, book title edition, italic, edition. Okay, type, okay, available, give the URL. So this is the example. Okay, for journal article, okay, this is the format. Okay, this is one example. Okay, 4 is reference 4 lah. Okay, and then this is a format for journal. The year should be at the end. And then you are the open inverted ni comma ni, make sure you follow exactly, and the comma before the open inverted comma ni. Follow exactly, and this one, the name of the journal, you italic, and you put comma, you put volume, dot, okay, comma, PP is page number, dot, okay, follow exactly. For e-journal as well, okay, for conference papers, which is different. Conference paper and journal article, you have different way to cite it. Okay, this is for conference paper. Okay, so the year should not be at the end. For journal, okay, the year should be at the end. We know straight away, December 2013. If you don't know the month, it's okay. Leave the month out of this and put just 2013. It's still okay. But for conference paper, the year should be located before your page numbers, not at the end of your papers. Okay, you report. Okay, you government report. So this is how you cite your government report. Okay, pattern, standards. Okay, thesis. Okay, this is how you cite your thesis by using IEEE format. Okay, so on and so forth. And data sheet as well. Okay, this is how you cite your data sheet. It's also possible as well. You might use ultrasonic sensor in your work. You might want to include them in your reference, your data sheet in your reference. So this is how you cite your data sheet for ultrasonic sensor. Okay, this one for website as well. Okay, this is how you can cite your website. Okay, by using IEEE format. Okay, I'll share the slides later. So don't worry. Okay, and this is plagiarism checking using Turnitin. As mentioned, I think IDP practice this one as well. Okay, the similarity report should be less than 30%. Your similarity report should be less than 30%. So this Turnitin, so most of the time the students submit their thesis to me and run it using my own Turnitin. Okay, don't really trust my student to run their own Turnitin. Okay, submit your thesis to me, I'll run it for you and I'll send the similarity report to you. Right, so it should be less than 30%, which is a bonus. 30% I think agak tinggi. I think it's quite high. For me, it should be less than 20%. Okay, for the thesis to be considered as decent thesis, as decent thesis. Okay, for IDP, I think it's compulsory. I'm not really sure, but for FYP, for masters and PhD later, it's really compulsory. It's really compulsory. You need to run your thesis under Turnitin. Make sure the similarity or plagiarism rate is less than 30%. So this is one example of similarity report. Okay, produced by this researcher. This is title. Highly miniaturized ultra-band antennas with a triple band notch for application. So this is the report. Okay, the symmetry report is 17%, which is really good, I would say. Okay, because it's less than 30% and less than 20%, right? So 70% for me is okay. Okay, it's not too bad. Okay, you can decide clearly as well which reference. Okay, okay, this 17%, it comes from these references. So you add 4%, 2%, 1%, 1%. Okay, you add them up together, it will equate to 17%. So from here, 4%, okay, of the similarity report, okay, similarity index comes from this reference. Okay, it is case by case as well. So this is one of my students' work. Okay, ahli mensurah satu antena ni. And this is our paper as well. So we refer from our paper. So that is considered okay. Okay, that is considered okay. It's still acceptable. Okay, if this is not my paper, but it gives you 4%, okay, it depends on the university as well. I think in my university last time, if even do this reference, e-prints invitation, you don't mind, I think this is from previous thesis, 2%. Okay, 2% is not accepted. Okay, the officer won't allow you to submit your thesis, because 4% similarity, 2% similarity is considered high. Okay, is considered high. So because I think 4% of your work is based from this reference. Okay, where does this work come from? Is this the author's work as well? So that is fine. It's someone else's work. Okay, it is possible that you are copycat. Okay, you are copying from that particular researcher's work. So 4% is considered high. Make sure, okay, it is 1%. Okay, for each reference, okay, it should be less than 1%. Okay, 4%, 2% is considered high. Okay, I'm not sure about UTHM, but in my university last time, okay, the officer, you have like plagiarism officer, you submit your thesis before you go for your viva for submission, you need to submit your thesis to the plagiarism officer. Okay, that plagiarism officer will run your thesis under his Turnitin. Okay, if the similarity report 70% is still okay, but you still need to look case by case basis. If this is 4%, it's very high. Okay, there were cases as well before, okay, where you are not allowed, okay, to submit your thesis. Okay, so you need to rewrite your thesis. Okay, so that when you again, you'll be given like I think 2 or more chances, okay, to rewrite a thesis and resubmit again. Okay, and it should be okay less than 1%. Okay, if still again you have written, rephrase or anything, modify everything, rearrange everything, still okay 2%. Okay, you manage to reduce it to 2%. Okay, still not considered as pass. You know, tak pass. Okay, still considered as you are not fit to submit your thesis. You have to rewrite your thesis again until all the references here shows 1%. Right? Okay, I think that's all. Okay, we have concluded our talk today. I open the floors to any questions. If you have any questions, you may ask. Any questions? Any question? Okay, so if no question, I think I need to download your attendance. Sure to meeting info, right? Okay, let me check whether before I let you go. Can I stop recording now?